Right, hey there. Now, being January, I really wanted to touch in this health blog on people basically getting excited about January, office workers, and generally you have housewives as well who get really kind of like, you know, motivated by the start of the new year to get their health goals achieved. Now, what I see there though, 9 years being in the personal trainer training industry, trust me, I mean, during January to March, the amount of foot flow that goes through a gym floor is amazing compared to the rest of the 9 months of the year. And this is what it is about. But what tends to happen, and where I feel I can just help to kind of re engage and realign some of the stuff, is my big thing, and I've always been big on that. I know when I started, I used to really give people a lot more detail to start with, but what I found was that the easiest way to make people adhere to what they want to achieve is to really bring them back down to basics. And what are basics, guys? Now, what you have to avoid is getting too analytical at this time. When you gotta start bit by bit. So ask yourself every day, how much exercise realistically will not turn you away from the gym. Okay, that is the key. Now you have to consciously think, if you're going into a gym for about 15 to 20 minutes on a treadmill is just gonna be enough after a stressful day of work, it's January, right? Then do that much. Don't overcommit. Don't think that you're gonna do an hour every day because it's January and you're gonna get all your goals within a month. Doesn't happen for anyone. So let's be realistic. Make a habit by being very realistic to what you can afford to do. And besides that, when you start to hit nutrition, this is where people again get very much lost in the amount of information out there. My advice to everyone who's got a goal of fat loss, which is always the case with January, after Christmas and New Year, nearly, when you're going into the gym for fat loss or weight loss, try and really limit the amount that you can commit to. Because again, if you're going to shock your body with the stress that life in general carries, you're very likely going to succumb to the temptation of getting back into a more of a comfortable life, because everything has to be in balance. So here's my advice: start with exercise that's just about enough for you to feel that you know what, you can make a habit out of it, even though that motivation is there and everything. But hold yourself back in giving, starting off within your first week, probably doing about 15 to 20 minutes of exercise 3 to 4 times a day. Okay, sorry, 3 a day, no, don't do that. 3 to 4 times a week. Now from there, come into the second week or the third week, and that's when you can hit up to a half an hour mark. Anything more than that, I'd say give yourself about 4 weeks to really develop your body's habit to accept that you're gonna be in the gym for at least 3 to 5 times a week. Okay, so 3 to 5 times, that's all you need really. You don't need to again hit the gym every day trying to get your goals. Okay, now the nutrition, start again with basic. What is the basic thing you can do? Non-gluten is how you gotta kind of achieve first step onto the ladder of really changing your body composition or how you look, bring the weight down. Don't think that you want to get rid of everything. Make it simple. Can you eliminate everything that is gluten, that contains gluten? That normally means wheat, mostly crops. So you're talking about wheat mainly. Then you've got oats that can have a bit of gluten. It's not as dense as wheat, but generally it is. Wheat is a thing. I mean, sometimes when I say wheat, people think it's only the bread. No, you've got bread, you've got pasta, you've got cookies. Anything that has wheat in it is going to contain gluten. We know how much gluten is around us because this is an easier thing. It tastes nicer, but you got to. That's the most basic thing I can advise you. Go with this attitude and make sure, just just think about all the gluten products you can, and with things like potatoes, yeah, sweet potatoes, things like that, vegetables that may be dense in carbs, don't really try and hit that to start with, okay? Once you can live without having wheat, which is it's a challenge in itself, then you can go forward in really trying to dissect everything. Believe me, you're going to have such a massive difference by what I've just told you there, putting it into practice, that you are going to be pretty happy. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope that you're going to find this useful, put this to practice, and I'm going to have a link below this video. Click that link and see whether this cookbook can really help you, give you ideas about starting off. What happens is generally people will know what to do, but they don't know how to kind of like think about the ideas, what to replace their present foods with, and how to go about really having good nutritional weight loss kind of recipes. So click the absolutely exceptional book. It's got a really good good feedback. You can go on to the go onto the page by clicking the link below and find out. You can scroll down. It's been mentioned in a lot of health magazines. It's been featured in. It's been around for about 3 years now, so it's coming with a reputation. It's really been in the market. So you know what? It'll give you what you're looking for. So click the link below and really take it. You know, it's really inexpensive what it is, but 250 recipes with vegetarian recipes included. So go for it. Click the link below and get some ideas from there as well. Okay, let me know what you think about this. I am going to be giving you more and more advice with coming time, but hope you can put this to practice and change your life one step at a time for the better.